Good morning, everyone. So, welcome back. So, today, today, we're gonna talk on a topic about your brothers and sisters, your siblings. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. So, today, we're gonna talk about how you're gonna behave to them and how you're gonna be in touch with them and how you're gonna always maintain this sort of relationship with your brothers and sisters and have your back every single time and correct them for every mistake they do, because it is your duty as a brother or a sister to always have their back and stay with them all the time as much as you can. Because you're a brother, you're a sister, right? You're gonna be that. So let's get started. So, how many of you have brothers and sisters? I hope a lot of people have, right? So, uh, how do you behave to your brothers and sisters every day? How do you know, you guys fight with each other every single day. You guys maybe at some point of time uh, love them a lot. I mean, stay together. I mean, that's what I meant. I know we all know we love our brothers and sisters a lot, but I'll get to that point a little bit later. I'm gonna talk about how the general perceptions we see in movies, we see in ads, we see in our lives and everywhere that brothers and sisters and everyone fighting and fighting, pillow fights, all those fights you can mention, and and then well, what do you do? At some point, you unite, right? You unite at some point, and it just dawns on me that you unite at some point, and then you're thick friends, and that's amazing, isn't it? That's what the bond between us is like, between brothers and sisters. The bond is so strong, and you can't take that away, right? So, despite just loving them a lot, we know that's what I'm saying. We all know we love them a lot, and I want to emphasize on that. Please don't ever hate or have any grudge to your brothers or sisters at any single point in time in your life. No, don't have that. I know most of us don't have that, but I just said it because maybe there are a lot, a few people or many people right there. We don't know. Maybe I'm just saying due to any, you know, misconceptions or something. I don't know. Maybe they misunderstandings that they don't trust their brothers or sisters, or they have that sort of hatred that you should never have that. You can fight with your brothers and sisters and become big friends again and all those things, but don't ever have a sort of hatred for your brothers or sisters. Never do that. So I'm just saying that the first and most important point, and that's it. I'm not emphasizing that on much because I believe that most of us do not belong in that category at all. Of course, we fight. That doesn't mean we hate. That's a different thing. that's uh, that's fun, isn't it? But this is different. All right. So, what next? Always have your back. Yeah. So whatever it is your duty as a brother, whether you are an elder brother or a younger brother, doesn't matter. It is your duty to always have their back, and you have to correct them every single time you spot a mistake. You can't just ignore them to go on their own, or you can't just be like that. I mean, you got to correct them every single moment and every time, because maybe they might feel a little bit of disinterest or something. I don't know. They might be frustrated. We might be frustrated when we hear that. But it is our duty to correct them every single moment. We are brothers and sisters, and we gotta correct them. That's our duty more than I don't know what to say. It's our responsibility. We have to do it. That our Lord has told it a lot of times. Always, but there's one important thing before you do that. I want to mention that if that thing that you're correcting right now is related to you as well, I mean, even if you're not good at that, then don't correct them straight away. Correct yourself first, then correct others. It's one of the most important things that God has mentioned in the Bible, and you know it. We don't. It's a practical thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So it's correct. So after doing that, so after correcting yourself, always correct your brothers and sisters. Every time you spot a mistake or any bad behavior or whatever, any irregular, I mean, anything irregular that you find, you can just approach them. After all, your brothers and sisters, you have all the freedom to talk to them and say to them. And that's why your brothers and sisters, you gotta have their back. You gotta mold them up. You gotta be you gotta have their back every single time, no matter what. And that's my point. Never ignore them any single moment. If they need advice, it is your duty. But even if you're a younger guy, you still have to give the best things possible. And that's more important than anything else. Never think that is my older brother, I have less knowledge, so I'm not eligible to correct him. No, you're wrong. You have something that they don't have. Younger people have some other different traits that elder people doesn't have. Nobody knows. Anyone can correct each other. Doesn't matter. So always, like what I said, always have your back, and no matter what, always communicate with them and be there for them. If they ask for any help, don't ignore it. I mean, you can just say for fun, you can just irritate them. That's always good, isn't it? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real inside you. Don't ignore them at all. Always help them, always have them, and whatever busy you are, whatever kind of life you're living up, you gotta be with them. You gotta help them. You gotta always be there with them, and never, if you think something is not right, you gotta investigate the entire thing. Sometimes you don't need to talk to them directly, but you gotta go on your own and find out what's going on, rather than just ignore it and just leave it like doesn't matter to me. Let she do or let he do what it is. Doesn't matter. No, you can't be like that. You won't be like. You should not be like that. And you have to check out what's going on, and anything that you spot on something's not right, then you gotta go out and figure out and find it out and smooth it out and solve the entire problem and make them the best that they can be, that they will be, and they will always be. So it is your duty as your brothers and sisters to always, every single time I repeat it, right? Always have your back. Maybe most of us do, even I, or you, or a lot of people. Yes, had faced, at some point of time we had ignored our siblings, and that should not happen. That's my point. Always have their back, and that's one of the most important things I want to talk about today. Nothing much, because most of the things we are always good at. Most of us are good at being brothers and sisters, aren't we? So without further ado, I'm concluding, and so be good brothers and sisters and have your backs every time. Correct them when necessary, every time needed. Talk with them, communicate with them, stay with them, and don't leave them any time in your life. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.